For today's video, I'm going to be watching and responding to another Jubilee video, and this time it is called Understanding Stress, a Netflix reality TV star and a fast food worker. I already kind of don't like where this is going, but you know what? I'll keep an open mind. There might be certain perspectives in here that might open my eyes to a few things. So with that being said, let's get this started.
My name is Christine, and I'm a real estate agent, and I'm also on a reality television show on Netflix about my business.
My name's Lexi. I work at Dunkin' Donut. I also do photography on the side, but the Dunkin' Donut's my full-time job right now.
Yes.
Always.
I mean, I always do, and it's just like no matter how much you have. I mean, when I had $0, or when I have more, like I feel like money is something I always worry about, especially in times right now where I can't work. I'm in residential real estate, so my job as a broker to have open houses and do showings. Right now, obviously, I can't do that at all.
I did lose my job for 2 full weeks, and because I was had such a hard time with filing, just trying to get unemployment because of COVID-19, I really had to worry that I was going to end up losing my vehicle. Like, that was what's going through my head. Like, what would I have to get rid of to be able to make up for that payment? Like, meals even. Like, I had to be like, can I eat twice a day today, or do I have to do it to just, like, limit to one?
Well, I know real estate has kind of slowed down, but it hasn't really stopped altogether. Well, I guess maybe for rich people, because, rich people aren't buying the whole slew of other properties at this point. I think I remember her because my wife introduced me to some Netflix show. What was it called? Selling Sunset, Rising Sunset, something like that. I can't remember, but I remember this one. This lady is like over the top, extravagant, blowing money fast. So I guess because everything is slowing down, she's spending money she doesn't have at this point. I don't know.
I don't let it overwhelm my life. Is it something that I think about, and do I take precautions? Yes. I'm very concerned about the health of my family. My mom has a lot of pre-existing conditions, and she's had cancer 2 times. She has Raynaud's, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis. She's handicapped. She can't really walk. She's very, very, very ill. So I do worry about, my dad going to the store and potentially being exposed to someone, and then coming home and bringing that to my 3-year-old niece and my mom. So those are the things that I worry about, more than myself.
Kind of like I don't have the choice.
Well, right now you're working, you're around people, so it's definitely different for you.
Yeah, well, even if I was home, it's still something that I would worry about because I don't have health insurance. I've actually never had health insurance. Before even this, this virus happened, my biggest fear is, what if I get hurt at work? Because I definitely can't afford to go to a doctor. So it's not even a fear of COVID-19. It's an everyday fear. It's always the money problem. If I'm sick, I still go to work. I can't not work.
Yeah, that really sucks. I live in Canada, so we don't really have that as an issue too much, where people are afraid of not going to work. There's probably people who take abuse of that and kind of milk it for what it is, but we got universal health care. I know that's a big thing in the US about, you're uninsured or underinsured. So obviously, especially with everything going on, it's a very difficult thing to deal with, and the possibility of getting sick or injured and then being out from work and then you can't pay for bills.
No.
Yes.
I feel like I'm still the same person as I was when I was working at Taco Bell and, sleeping on floors in cars. So I don't think money ever changed me. And honestly, it shouldn't. It should only change the opportunities and the ways that you live your life.
I have some more personal, I've seen it happen. Recently, my cousin, who I used to be really close to, she makes a lot of money. And she's changed a lot. She's to the point where I can't really recognize her anymore. But just to talk to them, like, I have to make an appointment. Like, if I want to talk to my cousin, she's like, well, I'm gonna have to send you to my assistant. I'm just like, it was just a question. I was like, it's a family question. Like, are you coming to dinner?
I mean, there's a possibility that she, could be frustrated that you're asking for money, or maybe think that, she's getting used. I know personally the way that it's affected my relationships with people, I've had to let a lot of friends go because they felt entitled and it became too much. And then, they were asking for money and asking for things. And so for me, that became really hard because the expectations that people have are a lot higher, and it's wrong. It really shouldn't be that way. But at the end of the day, if her personality is different and the way that she's treating people is different as well, it seems like, maybe it's really not just about the money. Maybe it's something really more, because no matter what, at the end of the day, you should still be the same person.
You should be the same person, but let's not get it twisted. Money does change you. Like, it's going to change you. From what I remember about that woman, she's over the top and she's extravagant. There's certain things that are going to change if you got more money in your pockets. And that's why they say for people who end up winning the lottery, they're more than likely to go bankrupt because they're just blowing money fast. Once you get that money, there's a good chance you're not going to manage it well, and you're going to change. You're going to have certain aspects of your life that are going to change. You're going to cut, like she said, she cut people off. You're probably going to cut people off, or you know what? You're going to send people out on vacations. You're going to be all extravagant. You're going to feel like you don't have a care in the world. So no, yeah, money will change you, or at least money will change most people. I really think about 90% of people would really change if they had a lot of money. Because think about it. If you won, I think you have in the US the Powerball, and the Powerball was like $500 million. Going from, let's say making $40K a month to getting $500 million, what do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna change. Your entire lifestyle is gonna change. There's certain people that you probably think is dead weight, you'll cut them off. People that you don't think is dead weight, and then just, they might be ruining your flex, you're gonna cut them off too. So yeah, no, you're gonna change. Like, don't get that twisted.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with no, but I'm gonna tell you why. I can understand someone getting to the point where they're comfortable. Like, they're not rich, but they're comfortable. It's kind of like not everyone can do it, because either they don't have the mindset to do it, or they just simply are tired.
I feel like as human beings, we are all born equal in every way, shape, and form. I feel like
I'm gonna stop right there. We are not all born equal. That is complete and utter BS. We're not born all equal. No.
Like, we all have different talents, but the same capacity to succeed. And it really comes down to, the mindset and what you really truly believe you deserve and how you're going to get there.
I totally agree, but I also I started off with nothing, and I made not really bad decisions, because they were decisions that had to be made for me to be able to, to make rent or make, and I have no one's help. Like, it's all me. So it's kind of like the decisions I make were really forced upon me. Like, I had to do it or I would be homeless.
You have to get yourself out of that mindset, Lexi, because I believe that once you do, you will find yourself in a different position.
Wait, what do you mean get yourself out of a mindset? She says that there are decisions she had to make, that either she's not gonna make rent and be homeless, or maybe even not be able to eat. And her response is, you gotta get out of that mindset. It's not a mindset, it's reality. I know rich people can have their struggles, but this rich person is disconnected with a person who is a fast food worker.
It's not really my mindset, because I'm a positive person and I am totally up on that fake it till you make it. But it's also like, my dad was a little bit abusive. He drank a lot. He did bad things, and he said awful things to me. I think that's what stops me, is because it's not just, a simple, oh, I can't do it. It's to the point where I'm like, there's no point at this point. I give up. I think because of that, that's why it's so hard for me, is because I was put in that position to feel that way by people who should never make me feel that way.
I mean, my situation was very similar to yours. I didn't have like the most amazing family growing up. We were actually not so close growing up, and I had to get away because I couldn't let people have that control over me. And, you know, I moved out when I was 16. I packed up all my stuff and I moved, and it was a great decision that I made because I was, you know, finally alone. I had a chance to think and just be my own person. And once you get those voices out of your head, I mean, anything is really, really possible, I promise.
Everyone's situation is different. Granted, you got yourself out of a bad situation and you got rich. Not everyone's gonna be able to do that. Like it's just not gonna work that way. It's the mindset of someone who is rich that will say like, you know what? You know, you can, no, do it if you try. I think society is set up that not everyone can succeed. That's how I see it as.
No. I used to be in that position, and I really related when you said, you know, I have to figure out like how many meals can I eat today, and I used to have that very similar situation, and now I'm in a position, thank God, where I'm not thinking about that, and my fridge is full. But I feel like I'm surprised how much we have in common.
When she first asked, my answer was yes, because I mean, you don't have the same worries as I do. I still have these like heavy thoughts and worries on my mind, but after I thought about it, like, we all have our problems, and they're just different problems. My problems suck and deal with money, but I mean, you're on TV, so people know about you. That's like you are up to being judged by people, and I don't know if I'd ever be comfortable with being judged.
It's really difficult. There's been multiple occasions where I have called my producers and directors of the show because I probably on a weekly basis receive 2 death threats, not including other messages that are just like, you are a bitch, you know, you're a bully, you should die, I hate you. I mean, every word you can think of.
Yes, granted, everyone has their own issues. Rich people have their own issues too, which will be different from someone who's poor. I feel for this video, you really got a sense of the fast food workers' stress and the issues that she went through. For the rich person, her issues is being in public, projecting an image. From what I remember, she projects a very negative image about herself. So other than being a villain and trying to keep up my lavish lifestyle, I don't really see her struggle. What do you guys think? Thank you again for watching. If you haven't done so already, hit a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Until next time.